everyone. How are we doing? No one's watching yet, I think, so we'll turn on a little chill music. I'll do a few things right here, make sure we got the playlist going. It's all staticky outside. My hair's getting staticky. If you're watching this, you joined in early, but if you're here, ask questions. I don't see anyone watching yet, but feel free to ask questions. I am just loading up playlists, organizing things so people find this. We are currently live on YouTube. Maybe no one has any questions. Office hours, spring 2025. There I am. So now we'll go here to the office hours playlist. And if everyone's in the chat, I'll say hey to you. Like, hey, and I'll look at all the lint on my shirt. Oh my, lint everywhere. What in the world? Like I don't have a lint roller. I don't. Brian needs a lint roller. We'll do a fundraiser. Hey, what calculator do you recommend for that? Addy, thank you so much. Let's add you some points. I recommend TI calculators are good, but you just can use a regular calculator. Any calculator works as long as it has the regular functions. Addy, thank you so much for asking that. Keep asking questions, getting some bucks right there. Good to see you. I'm glad I was looking at the chat over there, but any calculator works. TI calculators are good, but you don't need to go out and buy one. If you have just a regular add, subtract, multiply, divide calculator, it'll work. So if you have the basic function, keep asking questions if you got it, Addy. In the start of class, I add mods, so that way when you're in class, say, hey, you should mod me, get the mod powers. So let me know. Ask more questions if you got them. I'm currently adding the link to office hours, so people can find it. Office hours, we'll say online office hours. Online office hours. More questions. If you have more questions, ask them. Let's see. Settings. You get points for asking questions, basically. Navigation. Online office hours. Disappear. Online office hours. They are now available on Canvas. It is so cold outside. It is frigid temperatures, and that's a New Yorker saying that. When a New Yorker's telling you it's cold, it's cold. It is cold. It is frigid, frozen temperatures. It is just, my gosh, it is. I can't wait for the warmth. It's like in the summer, I'm like, it's so cold. I miss the winter when you can bundle up and escape it. And then the winter gets here, and I'm like, I wish the summer was here when it's just like nice, and you go outside and just the rays of sun, like there you go, the rays beam down on you. Guess what we miss? We miss what we can't have. We miss it when it's not here. I think we have the office hours link online now. It's right below watch class. So we're good on that. And I think most everything is organized on Canvas. Another chill song right here as we get going. We can do some work. People have work questions. Go here. I'm just going to make sure I'm caught up on emails. You're welcome. Looking forward to your class. Awesome, Addy. If you have questions, just let me know. I'm just chilling here, answering questions. Addy, was this for 201 or was it for 320? Or which class was it for, Addy? I spoke about 201. You might be in 207 or any calculator works for all the classes. That's actually the answer. So if you're in 201, basic calculator works. No high fancy calculators are needed for any of the classes. So 201, yep. Yeah, 201 works. Well, awesome, Addy. Great to see you here. If you have questions, let me know. I'm looking over here. Employee review. That's a good thing, right? Let's see here. Application. Oh, oh my gosh. My gosh. Hey, Daryl, good to see you there. Daryl, you're in the semester, right? Daryl, did you do really well in the Kahoot? Did you? Wait, that? I was looking over. Oh no. Looking at who won the Kahoots. What do I gotta do right here? What do I gotta do? After 4 letters have been received. 4 letters have been. I gotta do 4 letters. Oh my gosh. I gotta get 4 letters. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of work. You started? Nice job. What questions do you have, Daryl? I'm looking at an email over here. There's got lunches and all these different things. Answer this one later. If you have questions, let me know. I'm just chilling out right here, answering questions. I can go over to the main screen. We can do some work. You can say, hey, Brian, do the first homework, do the first quiz, do the Canvas content, review chapter 1. I just do what people ask, whatever people ask. There we go. How's your day going, Daryl? It's just a chill day right now for me. I've been keeping up with the message. I am completely starting off fresh. So if you can do the first homework so I can get a base for this class, that'd be nice. Awesome. Do you want to do Pearson or do you want to do the Canvas content? Which one do you want to do? You name the assignment and we will do it. You know what? That'd be really good. A lot of people, I'll even send this out to people. We could do the first Pearson. You'd be shocked how easy it is. You'd be like, what? No way. No way. So let me get this going right here. We'll do the first Pearson assignment. And I'll say to people, the first Pearson assignment's already done. It's in a video. It's just already done. Guess Pearson. I like it. I like that right there. Daryl, thank you so much. If you swing by these office hours and you say, hey, Brian, can you do this? We just do it. That's what we do here. We do work. And so I'm getting the first Pearson assignment open, going to assignment manager. Let me bring it over to the main screen. Keep it over on this screen. This screen. Video. Let's type in the timestamp for people later to see. 9/12 sounds a good time. Stat 201. MyPearson. Chapter 0. Getting used to the class. This one is a nice and easy one. It is the first homework assignment. And let's go take a look at it right over here. So this is the first homework assignment on Pearson for the semester. We kind of want you to get 100. It kind of orients you to how to use MyPearson. And here's the thing. If you haven't signed up to MyPearson yet, it's pretty easy to get signed up. What you want to do is you want to go over to your course in statistics and click Vital Course Materials right here. That should be available. If it's not, contact your instructor and say, hey, where's the vital source? Or oh, I was looking for this. Be very nice. You're like, I was trying to find the link. And they might not have enabled it yet, but it should be enabled over there. Vital Course Materials. And as long as you have inclusive access, which most people have, then you will have access to the book. And so the good thing is with inclusive access, usually access is about $100, but with inclusive access, you actually get this covered for free. So this is a really good deal with inclusive access. So I highly recommend having your inclusive access if you haven't turned it off, if you haven't opted out, but click that right there. And Daryl, are you good at getting your MyPearson connected? Because now you can start to see the assignments. You probably see them, but you might not have access to them. And you can see the chapter 00 intro to MyLab right there. How are we doing on that? And if you click on this, it should bring you to it. I frankly could have clicked right here and said, oh, let's go do it. I like going through my Pearson site sometimes. I think you can full screen these windows now, open in Pearson. Haven't done it yet. Go ahead and click the Vital Source bookshelf right here. Vol Books, Course Materials, Vital Source. Go ahead and click that. Do that first, and it should be connecting everything. I think this is a fine thing to go through. Like I'm thinking it's not gonna show anything. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. It used to show in a smaller window, but they've changed that. I go through MyPearson a lot of times. Update me, Daryl, when you've got that connected, and you'll notice it only takes I think 1 to 3 minutes to get it connected. So click the Vital Source bookshelf right there, and I'm actually gonna call this part of the video Connecting MyPearson. So in moments, you have MyPearson connected to Canvas, and you can access these assignments. You just need to make sure to go through the Vital Source bookshelf right there. Make sure to click this. Now, if I click this, it actually goes over to the instructor side of it. So I get a different sort of thing. It'll prompt you do this, log in here, type in these things, do that. But usually it takes students 1 to 3 minutes, but shouldn't take that long. Daryl, let me know when you're finished with that, and we'll jump into the next part of the assignment. So right there, Vital Books, Course Materials right there. And I'm going to timestamp the next part of this, and we're going to get started on Stat 201. And then, hearing weird noises outside. MyPearson, Homework 0. Let me know how we're doing. I'll take a look. Lucky I just started doing this right when office hours started. Jackson, so good to see you there. We'll throw you gentlemen some points. So get it started, and Daryl's got it about going right there, and then we're gonna hop in and we're gonna do the first and maybe second homeworks on MyPearson. So if you just hang out here and just chill, you can get a lot of your work done. So I got to fill out reviews and everything. I got a lunch invite. There we go. So much. Got that one. I'll head over to the main screen here. Let me know when it is installed. When MyPearson's good to go. Which one is this? I think someone just replied to me on Canvas. It is so cold and staticky outside. So, oh, nice. Students are excited about the semester. Jackson, do you have it installed and you're ready to go? Jackson, are you good to go? I'm gonna start the next assignment here in a second. I'm almost caught up on emails. Woo! I try to stay at inbox 0 at all times. Inbox 0. Triads and takeout. Trifolds and takeouts. I can't read. Winter engagement fair. I'm on the quiz right now and I cautiously had a question about that. Ooh, what is your question about the quiz? Which quiz are you doing? Chapter 1 quiz? Good to go, Daryl. Let's hop into the first assignment right here. Let's do it. Chapter 00. Let's do it. So we're going to go right here to the homepage for Stats 1. We're going to scroll down. I'm going to put the timestamp right here so people can see this in the future. Already took us 5 minutes. We're good to go. 13:58. And here we are. Go down to your Canvas and click on the assignment. That's the syllabus quiz. We're not doing that right now. We're not doing syllabus quiz. Watch that video before Friday. Click on the 00 MyLab homework. And then within here, open it up in Pearson. And now you can see you're inside of the quiz right here. And it has 5 different questions. We're going to do all of them. And I'm basically going to tell you what to answer. It's basically just showing you, you know, how to use Pearson. If it loads, it loaded. And let's take a look right here at the first question. The first question asks us about reading things. We like that. And we hit continue right here to read. It's basically trying to show you how MyPearson works. And then you might have to type a number in a box. So what are we going to do? We're going to type the number in the box. Then we're going to check answer and we're going to be right. Now, what I do want to point out to you is if you get something wrong, like if you click on this icon here, which is how this one runs, it says sometimes there's more information with icons, so you click on them. If you get something wrong, and this is something students forget, is on a homework, you can simply redo the question with similar question. This is huge. Try to go for hundreds on homeworks. All you have to do is similar question. You get infinite attempts, so if it's multiple choice, I want you to learn it, but you get infinite attempts. You know what I'm saying? Go for those hundreds. So we made a mistake. We didn't put the right number in the box. So we're going to go to similar question, and this time we're going to enter in 1, which it says to put inside the box. And then we're going to go down here to the next question. MyPearson a little slow today. And then we're going to click on the tip right here to see what the number is, and it is the number 9. Notice it changes. It's not always the same number. People have said to me, wait a minute, mine's a different number, or I have different answers on multiple choice questions, because some questions don't always lead to the same outcomes. They change how the question works. So you'll see me teach you the theory and what you're doing. Like all these things are showing you right here is sometimes there's boxes with information that you have to read, and they just want you to know that you might have to click a box to read questions. So let's go to the next question here. And now we have to know multiple choice. Click on the face that is smiling. There's the happy face right there. Check answer. Good to go. Now we go down and we're done with this one. Hey, I thought we might have a little bit more, but no, that's it. Question number 3. Which of the following are mathematically true? 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 minus 2 equals 0. Nope. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Nope. 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times 2 is 2. So this is a multiple choice. Sometimes you have to click multiple boxes, and that's all that one's showing you right there. Next, we have right here, to get credit for this question, your answer must be correct. There we go. Look at that. Drop-down menus showing us how to use those. Nice drop-down menus. And last but not least, we got a little bit of equations. 1 plus 4, that's the way math do. You can reverse it, is 5. Continuing on, we now need to do a little more mathy type stuff right here. It now wants us to pick the right equation that has been completely filled out. It's only this one right here. There's only a 1 selection box, even though you can multi-select. The answer is no. This is the only one that's been filled out fully, and that is correct. It now wants us to put the equation in via the equation editor. So I'm going to slow down a little bit here because this is something people get stuck on. Simply click inside of here, and then click this one right here to do the numerator denominator. Now click in the denominator field and do the exponent field. Actually, first, let's do it again. Click there, and now write x raised to second 3. I'll repeat that process again if anyone missed what I was doing. The steps are, because I made a mistake the first time, click here, type x raised to second over 3. So once again, their numerator denominator, x raised to second over 3. Check answer, good to go. And we should be almost done right here, just showing some more equations and how they're done with rounding. Which of the following examples right here are separated correctly by commas? So you notice the commas down here on the 2, that's wrong. Comma, comma, comma should not be between the absolute values. Next, you see this one, comma is under the radical. That looks like it's correct, but it's not, it's under the radical. This one right here, comma's after the radical. Comma after the equation, comma outside of the absolute values, and there. So that's multiple values entered in. And I think we're almost done. There might be one little bit more. Enter 4, 6, or any number between them. Numbers with tolerances. So some answers give you a plus or minus. And that should do it. Jackson and Daryl, do you now have 100 on the first homework? And we've only been doing this for 9 minutes. So in 9 minutes, Pearson installed. It is recorded. Yep. It's recorded and time-stamped. So if your friend's stuck on it, you can always tell them to join in. In the first 9 minutes of us doing some work right here, you've seen how to get MyPearson connected and also the homework 0. So hopefully it's connected now and you have the first homework done. If it's already, if not, it is recorded. A lot of the questions are pretty easy. I've done them a lot, so I usually know what they're saying, like click the smiley face, which equations are mathematically true. So I don't have to read a lot of what they're saying. They're just showing you, sometimes you have to click boxes. Sometimes you have to enter in numbers. Sometimes you have to click a thing to see what it's telling you. Yeah, it's just an orient yourself to MyPearson. Daryl, you want to do another one? You want to get homework 1 done? Homework 1's a little, it's not we could probably do it in 5-6 minutes. There's only like 18 homeworks for the class. We'll be like 10% done with all the homeworks in 15 minutes. Pretty crazy. It's like, yeah, let's just get done with it. You pick it, Daryl. It's your call. You say, hey, let's do homework 1. And I say, okay, let's do it. I help out completely with the homeworks because they are always the same. And it's meant to orient you, and then you can learn from me teaching you how to do it and explaining it. The quizzes are different questions. I will do as many of them as I can, but sometimes you have to do a quiz question with your own knowledge. You gotta be like, oh my gosh, you still on this quiz? Finish it up, let me know. I'll head back to the main screen. And thank you, Daryl and Jackson, for being here. But drop any question you have in the chat. I'm just looking over here at all my announcements and stuff. Awesome, okay. Let me fix this. Mewbot's talking. Let me throw you guys some Mewbucks right here. Mewbot giving those points in the chat. If you're active once every 15 minutes, you get the points in the chat. And we're correcting some grades. Correcting everything. Oh man, I got here like 8 a.m. this morning. It's like, these are my long days. I leave here at like 7 p.m. at night. 7 p.m. at night. Gonna be here all day. And then tomorrow morning I have to be here early, but I get to leave like early day. So, is it okay if we do the chat one? Of course. No, Addie. That is, Addie, we're throwing you some points. I'm gonna fix this one thing over here. But Addie, and then I'm gonna email this one student back to tell them it's all good. And I'm gonna say, here we go. Let's do that next. Stat 1. That is fixed. One more email done. There was a question on chapter 00 about the assignments being rescheduled, and it puzzled me a bit. They are not, unless you're probably talking the syllabus video. The only way to get a reschedule is to, like, the big way to get it is to file officially through the university to let me know that through the university officially that you were sick. If there's issues, there are kind of one-off unique situations, especially like if someone's like, I have a job and it is, or I'm in the military and it is, I am stationed overseas and cannot come back to the country till January 28th. And I'm like, okay, we'll work with that. So I get unique situations that are really like not a university filing thing. It's like, hey, Brian, semester starting, I'm overseas and I don't have internet access. I'm emailing you from my phone with limited bandwidth. Can you help me out right here? So always informing me. Any calculator, pretty much, as long as it's not internet capable. A really good calculator is, it says with an exam conflicts to reschedule earlier, and not certain if that counts. Yes, so exam conflicts, you email me or you go through the form, and then with the exam conflict, Jackson, are you in our online section? Because you might be doing a slightly different quiz, and we're gonna start up the homework here, Addie, in one moment. I think, Jackson, you are in our online section, right? Because I haven't modded anybody, so you were modded during our chat. And with an exam conflict, reschedule earlier, exactly. And Addie, let's do it. Yes, that's what I thought. I make up my own unique syllabus quiz for my section, and I'll tell you this much, it's really cut down on emails. In a good way. Like, I want you to email me, but I'll have students like midway through the semester be like, can I get the assignments reopened? And I'm like, no, it's syllabus quiz. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. And I'm like, official filing. So basically it just helps to make sure you understand it. And you would say, well, why don't we just go over it during class? And it's like, well, you'd be shocked. I go over it during class and like, people don't remember it. I've had more success with a syllabus video. With that, time for homework number 1. 15 out of 15. Let's go, Jackson, getting some points. So if you're noticing, you can get Bucks here during office hours too, and you will be at the top of the points with the Bucks. You need to get over 500,000 by the end of the semester to be the top leader of Bucks. And you might see I got an insane amount because I've got winter mini term Bucks that I haven't deleted yet. So I've got a lot. So check your Bucks anytime. I've got 2.2 million. I'm at Galaxy Brian tier. So I shouldn't show that because I should promote myself to meme tier level, which is like 99 billion points. Maybe I'll do that at some point, bring myself. But that's my real points and my real hours. I've streamed for 2,660 hours. I've been on YouTube a lot. It's over 100 days straight, which I didn't do straight. Let's do the assignment. 24, 42, Stat 201, MyPearson. Homework 1. Let's do it. Daryl, checking those points. Okay. So for the first assignment right here, we're talking about what is data. This is the point of the first chapter. Data is pretty much anything. Data can be, how tall are you? How much do you weigh? How much do you spend? What grocery stores do you frequent? All these different things here are data. So with this, a grocery store company is trying to collect data. Don't even look at what it says. I'll show you the right answers. But you know the card, you go boop at the grocery store or whatever, you enter in your number, boop, 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 boop. What do you think they can collect on you? Don't even look at their answers. They want you to think about this. And the way they get you to think about it is give you answers. What do you think the grocery store is going to be able to collect on you with the card? Then I'll show you the right answers. Don't worry about their answers. They're all just trying to get you to think. We'll think by ourselves. What is something the grocery store might collect on you? Have you ever had a Kroger card back in the day? I don't even know if they do physical cards anymore. What do you think the cards collect on you to know about you? That would be data. We call it variables. Personal information. You got it all right there. Like your home address, your phone number, your amount of kids, how much you spend at other stores, all these different things. It's all the personal information that we're just like, here, take my personal information. There you go. We live in a crazy world. Data security and privacy is real, though. Make sure to keep your data secure and private. And companies should also be doing that to items you purchase. What are you buying? What are you selling? You can do that right. Amount of money a customer spends at the grocery store. Well, yeah. Where their home is at? Yeah. Items a customer purchases, of course. Time they spend at the grocery store. Now, this could be collected, especially with RFID chips. What items you choose? McDonald's uses that in the self-order machines to optimize selection. Yes. Wait, does it track you? Jackson, I haven't been to one of those in a long time. Just say yes or no in the chat, Jackson. Do you enter in like a unique PIN or your phone number or your email, and it can track you? And then, yeah, and then it personalizes it. And you're like, and then they probably try to upsell you. There are analytics I would bet all my money as long as my wife would let me, that there's analytics being run in the background to upsell you. If you go in there and you get like dollar menu items, which might not even exist anymore, they're like, let's sell them the thing that they'll buy. And then they figure out based on the patterns you have, which we call market basket analysis. The German branch admitted to it and that they collected as much data as Instagram and TikTok. Oh yeah. I am Jackson. Let's throw you a big 500. I'm trying to hit the buttons less to give out the big points. That's such relevant, interesting information. And that's what companies do with data is they figure out ways and patterns within data to sell you more. It's not really bad. It's just they're figuring out people who eat at McDonald's buy this and this. And if they buy this, we can get them to buy this. It's called market basket analysis. And we call the increase from the prior to posterior lift. Like if you buy this product, you'll be more likely to buy this product. Like, you know, if someone's like, I only get salads at McDonald's, you might be able to convince them to get one of the healthy chicken sandwiches, maybe. They're not going to be buying the triple quarter pounder. Wouldn't that be a 0.75 pounder? Identities of other stores they shop at. I think this one, I can't remember if this one's checked or not. We have to go to credit cards to get that. Yeah. You can get that. Credit cards sell your information. So there's the right answers. If you're looking at it, these are the two to remain unchecked. Truthfully, they would have to go to external data sources. They would either have to put an RFID chip in that you walk in and it knows you're in the store to track time, or they'd have to collect from credit card companies, which some do. What are some of the reasons that they do this? Frankly, all would apply. You just have to think, why do they collect data? A lot of times to upsell you things, to figure out patterns. So let's look to determine how to best market, obviously. To analyze the effects of price changes, whether or not people are going to buy an item. To find evidence of shoplifting, they could maybe, but that's not, it could. I heard something recently about Target, and I was like, ooh, theft prevention, or what they call it. To help determine the most profitable location to open new stores. Sure. There you go. There's the answers to that one. I see how people could think this one because pretty much anything with data analytics is possible, but it should say select the 4 most likely and 3 most likely. So kind of neat. Okay, let's do the next question. We'll be done with this assignment in about 5 to 6 minutes. This one's a short one. So stay tuned and work hard. We got this. This one goes over the who. Now, I'm going to show you what who's look like. Let me blank my screen. So I'm trying to remember what I've opened over here. Oh, I did the randomness. I just have the Haslam schedule open. Oh, I can't play that one for too long. I had the Haslam schedule open, so I didn't mind that. I did randomness. I was like, meant to hit this button. Okay. So let me open up a data set here. And the data set is the Pokemon data set. Who are the who's in this Pokemon data set? Who are the who's in this Pokemon data sets? Here's a who, 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 here's a who. The who's are right here. So who are the who's in the Pokemon data set? Who are the who's in the Pokemon data set? I promise it's not as hard of a question as you think. Who are the who's? Not the man. Who are the who's? Anybody? Bueller? The Pokemon. Those are the who's. So when you think about the who's, it's the what in a data frame. There's a data frame right here. The who's are the what's-is. The who's are the what's-is. Say an R word. The who's are all the what's in a data frame. Think of an R word. It's a good way to think about what who's are in a data frame. You can see where the who's are at by looking at all the what's-is. Think of an R word. And really good work, good practice, everyone. So like knowing who it was collected on, like who did we collect data on? Pokemon. Which R word? So basically I'll do this a lot of time. I'll say R word or T word or L word, and I'm trying to have you think of it. And the reason I do that in my teaching style is because if you think of it, it's better than me saying it. Because I can say it 50 times and soon be like, wait, what was that again? But if you think of it, if I say like, it's a word that starts with R, the what's of the data frame, the what's of the data frame, the what's, what am I highlighting? I'm highlighting a what of this data frame. Think as I go across a what. Starts with an R, only 3 letters. It's like a game here. The rows, got some points right there, Daryl, you're right. The rows. So you'll see me do that a lot of my teaching is I'll try to get you to think of the word and type the word. That creates more of a memory for you rather than me saying it. You think it, the way to memorize things is to say it out loud, to write it down, to type it out. It actually makes your mind think of it more actively and engage with the concept rather than someone saying the row, the row, the row, the row. So now you know it. Well, guess what a what is? No, this is Brian's teaching style. Get the students to say it and remember it. So what are the whats? Think about the dimensions of a data set. The what are the whats? The what are the whats? And here's a what. Everywhere, what? There's a what. The whats are what? What are the whats? In a data frame, they are the whats. And I'll explain what a what is. It's the, well, type is a what. You are right. Type is a what. Special defense is a what. Speed is a what. It's the columns. And we call it a lot of times the variables or what we are collecting on them. Does that make sense? Like, what did we collect on the Pokemon? The Pokemon are the hues. The thing being measured. Jackson, I gotta slow down on some points, but that is a great comment right there. The thing being measured about the who's. The thing we try to understand about the who's is the what. Who are we understanding? Pokemon. What did we learn about them? Their name, their type, their type 2. Does that make sense how to talk about it? The who is what we're learning about all the different Pokemon, and the whats are the different things we learn about them. So this question's not too bad when you read it. It says, who are the who's in a Nobel Peace Prize data set? So we have a data set of everyone who won the Nobel Peace Prize. So who are the who's? Don't even read their answers. Just tell me and then I'll find it. In a Nobel Peace Prize data set of everyone who won the Nobel Peace Prizes, who are the who's? Don't even read their answers. That's when you know it, is when you don't even read their answers. Like, well, if it's a data set on everyone who won the Nobel Peace Prizes, then, I mean, it's a data set on people who won the Nobel Peace Prize. So who are the who's of the data set? You can tell me the letter if you want. Just, who do we collect data on? That's what a who is. What do you think? The people. Yeah, just the people won. The people been awarded Nobel Peace Prize. There it is right there. The people. There you go. That's the who's. What are one of the whats? So there's another what question right here. What did we collect data on? We collect data on weekly food budget, whether they study at the library, and where they live. So what was not a what here? A, B, C, or D? We collect, just type that in the chat. We collected data on their weekly food budget, whether they study at the library, and where they live. What was a what not collected? Like the things we learn. D right there, the coffee shop itself, where they're going, is not collected information on. The Postal Service uses 5-digit zip codes to identify locations where people live. In a sense, zip codes are categorical. Now, what's really good is if you go to a zip code map, you can actually see zip codes are ordinal. So we're going to copy this image over, bring it over to Microsoft Word with that circle. And this is what zip codes look like. You can see the 37916 area code right there, 37 or zip code. And notice how it kind of moves across the nation. Now, the reason this is not quantitative is because it's not a quantity of zip code. You don't have this much zip code. You're not like, oh, dude, I've got 75,000 zip code. No, it's just a group. We could have been zip code A, B, D, B, A. I don't know, like A, Q, F, G, H. I don't know. Just saying random LM, whatever. So these are just groups. As The Rock would say, it doesn't matter. But there is some ordinal nature to this, as in they're grouped by the order by which they could occur, the 0 numbers over there, and if you move far out west, you get the higher numbers. So there is a little bit of an ordinal nature to them. Ordinal means they are grouped in an order, where nominal means no order. So which of these sounds correct right here? In what sense are zip codes categorical? Each zip code corresponds to a geographical region. They're groups. I think that should be it. There you go. They're groups of people. That's all it is. A pharmaceutical company wants to measure how long it takes for a 100 milligram substance to leave the bloodstream. So you take a pill, and then you look at a stopwatch, and then it leaves your bloodstream. Is that quantitative, categorical, identifier, or ordinal? Now, I haven't told you all these terms yet, but we'll go over them. But think it's how long does it take for it to leave your bloodstream? So what do you think? A, B, C, D. Which A, B, C, D. Or you can say Q, C, I, or O. And then I'll define these terms, and we'll be done with the first homework. I think it took like 10 minutes. Which one do you think? How long it takes to leave your bloodstream? What do you think? Good guess. Good guess. We're throwing some points. We throw points for wrong answers. And so numbers are kind of ordinal. Now, my favorite ordinal variable We'll show you what ordinal is. The answer is quantitative. That is correct, but we threw the points for the wrong answers. Don't worry about being wrong. We just Dumbledore those answers out of our head. We say wrong answers, no more. My favorite ordinal variable is steak preference. How does anyone get their steak cooked? I get it medium rare Pittsburgh. Oof. Oh, man. Here we go. We got girlscangrill.com. That's, hey, man, they made a good picture right there. Let's go look at it. I'm not endorsing the site, but maybe it's a cool site. I don't know. Go there at your own. Is that a medium? I thought that's a medium rare. That looks more medium rare to me. Like, I always think of a medium rare as like perfect right there is medium rare. That's a strong medium rare. That's a rare. That is a rare steak. So with this right here, this is an ordinal variable. Freshman, sophomore, junior is ordinal. Ordinals are categorical variables. I agree, Jackson, right there. Ordinals are if I was given these, I'd probably get that one. I probably would. I don't know. I scared me. So ordinals are categorical variables that have been put in order. You see, like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. There's groups, but they have an order to them: rare, medium, well, hockey puck, and of course blue rare, below rare. So there's orders to it. But what we have other than ordinal is what's called nominal. Nominal would be like state you're born in, because state you're born in has no order to it. Like if someone's born in Texas versus California, I don't know how to do a California accent. There's no real order to that. There's no, and you could be like, but by the order they joined the union or something like that. Well, it's just an order we made up that whatever. I guess all orders are made up, but there's nominal and ordinal. So these are two subtypes of categorical. So nominal categorical variables have no order, like state you're born in. Ordinal categorical variables are like steak preference, which have an order to the categories. Does that make sense how I memorize ordinal? It's an ordered categorical variable. An identifier is a unique variable or unique observation to each point in the data. So number right here is an identifier, because you notice name is repeated because of Megavenusaur. So Megavenusaur, actually, this is not an identifier. We'd have to go to the original entry number over here on the far side. There's not really a good identifier. I guess name might be identifier because it doesn't repeat. So exactly, the way it works is the following, and I think showing it to you this way might make sense, is that we have quantitative, and these are actual real numbers. Examples would be like age, weight, height, because it has to be an actual real quantity. Does that make sense? That's what a quantitative variable is. It's actual real numbers. So you can't all of a sudden say like, oh, I want steak preference 3. That doesn't make it a quantity. It's a group of steaks that are like medium, let's say, but it doesn't mean 3 when you say medium is 3. That's not a quantity of steak temperature. Of course, if you do what the internal temperature is, that is a quantity of internal temperature. So you could measure it that way. Categorical is going to be breaks data into groups. And we have two subtypes of it, which are going to be ordinal and nominal. And ordinal is going to be categories have order, class level, steak preference. And then we have nominal, no order to groups. Think of nominal no, and that'd be like eye color, favorite superhero. Because there's no reason Batman should be first, but Batman's first. There's no order to superhero preference. Does that make sense? Like steak preference has an order: rare, medium, rare, medium, well. But superhero preference there's no order to it. Does that make sense? 10 out of 10, like it, Brando, right there. And then last but not least, we have identifiers. And these are special case categorical variables that cannot repeat. Lots of data sets, not all, have them at the start. So if you bring up a data set, like let's go here to the Spotify data set. I think it's pretty darn clear which one's the identifier in this data set. Can you see the identifier? which is a special case categorical variable. It does not represent a quantity of this because it's not a quantity. It's just an identifier to seek to identify. Let's talk about this. Where's the identifier in this data set? It's not a quantity of this, though. It's a special case categorical variable that never repeats. Because then you could be like, let's talk about what? Where's the identifier in this data set? It's just, you got it. You go down here. There you go. 30 some points for that. It's the ID. And you could be like, let's talk about row number 79. And there you go. So the ID is the identifier. The artist, if artist repeats, and we can click right here, artist does repeat. Rihanna's on there a lot. Actually should be. And since the artist repeats, artist is not an identifier. The ID is the identifier, and it does not repeat. The song is not an identifier. There's two songs named Sorry. The year is not an identifier because that's quantity, because years you can do mathematics on like 5 years later. So it is a number. It represents how many years since year 0, or I don't know, year 1. I don't know what year 0 is. And then popularity is a quantitative variable. And then also genre over here is a categorical variable with lots of groups in it. It really needs to be fixed up because it's multiple groups put together. But we should have like main genre, primary genre, secondary genre, tertiary genre, but the genres are going to be a categorical variable of genres. Does that make sense on variable types right here? Quantitative, categorical, categorical has subtypes. Also, this has discrete, whole numbers, which is like pizzas ordered. I'm gonna do that example tomorrow. And then continuous, can I spell it this semester? Nope. One day I'll learn how to spell that. Maybe. There it is. Continuous and can have decimals. Pizzas you eat. You can eat 1.5 pizzas. You can eat one. I mean, you shouldn't, but I mean, you get a little hungry sometimes. So you can eat 1.5 pizzas, but you can't order 1.5 pizzas. I've tried. I've done it in class, and they will not let me order 1.5 pizzas. So with this right here, you cannot order 1.5 pizzas. You can only order a discrete amount of pizzas right there. So that is what we have going on. Any other questions? People should have 100 on the homework. We could do homework 2. I just have pizza for lunch, pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening. When pizza's on a bagel, you have pizza anytime. There is the book. You can read the book. Now here's what I suggest. We'll do a section right here called Brian's Suggestions for the Class. Let's do that. Okay, this is Brian's suggestions for how to ace the class. We're gonna do this section. Really good work. It took a little longer, but we did a little lecture on that too. So, you know, you can come back and watch the lecture part of that. I like doing a little lecture when we learn. Brian's suggestions to ace the class. Here are my suggestions. Let's go check it out. Now, what I've pulled up right here is the Review 1 page. This can be found on the Stat 1 homepage, which has a lot of useful resources. Huge shout out to Terry and everything for uploading these things and getting them ready. What you'll notice on this page is everything's not here yet because we're going to make sure we have the correct material depending on what is covered. We pretty much know what's covered, but just to make sure we upload it like a week or two in advance so you have 1 or 2 weeks with the material. But what remains on this page is down here. I highly suggest watching the speedrun reviews. We'll go back to these in a moment, but you can also go to the practice test review, which has practice. If you want to know what the test looks like, practice test review questions right here, and I put some extra speedrun reviews on there. Additionally, chapter 1 right here with variable types, you can see what's covered, and it's kind of a quick review. I show kind of it in jump a little bit, showing the different like ID variables, identifiers, the different variables. You can get another way of looking at it and understanding the material. So I highly suggest watching these videos right here, but I want to go to one more playlist and I'll drop it in the chat. So the playlist I want to suggest to you, we're going to go to the Stat 1 YouTube channel. Oh, there's me in the background. Let's go to playlist. 5 people watching. Let's throw you some points for being here. We're going to go to the playlist. And what I would do is I'd go here to Introduction to Statistics. And these are videos I made more recently right here, and I made it for the asynchronous section. So this playlist is an amazing playlist to watch before class. I would watch, there's no jokes, there's no fun. It's literally just me, if you watch it, going through the material from start to finish. You can put it at like 1.5 speed or 1.25 speed to be a little bit faster. and you'll see me just going through talking about the different data. There's the Amazon data set that's not sorted and organized, and I just go through and I talk about it. So I just literally explain what's going on there with the categorical variables, the identifiers, the quantitative variables. All that information is talked about. Raw data can be messy right there. So when you get data originally, it's in its raw form, and then you have to clean the data and figure out what's going on with it. Yes, Brian, we know what's going on. I'll stand up to you too, man. Doing past Brian. So these lectures right here, I would say, are better than the book, because the book can sometimes go into extra details, which is good, But I really believe in these videos. I think a lot of people, you're welcome, Daryl. Yeah. If you put these on in the background and listen to them, maybe you're like doing some work, you just hear the videos. It's going to give you an understanding. I highlight everything and I tell you ways like SSPP. We talked about that in class, but these videos are the no joke version videos of class. That's why they're only like 30 minutes, because I'm asking you to just like lock in and do work. That's what these videos are. That's good stuff right there. Here's a little bit on how to use jump, the who's and the what's. We already talked about those. Categorical or qualitative, because quality. Ordinal, nominal, identifier right here. So you heard me talking about those earlier, what they are. I'm marking the data set, showing you what's what. Quantitative, discrete, and continuous. So sometimes I add to the notes like we just saw. So discrete is like pets you own. Continuous would be like height, because you can be 72.5 inches tall, but you can't own 2.5 pets. Discrete must be whole numbers. I really did a good job with that graphic down below if you understand what's going on here. Discrete can be any number here. Excuse me. Whoop. Brian's going to get mad at me over there. Discrete can only be the whole numbers, because you can own 0, 1, 2 pets. And then if you think about height, especially in like yards, you can be 2 yards tall or 1.9 yards tall. You could do it in feet too, and you just have to extend the scale out. So continuous means it can be any number on the number line, including decimals, where discrete means it has to be whole numbers. So I try to make visualizations here to show you what's going on. And you have to think discrete whole numbers. Continuous is easier to memorize because it just can be any number on the continuous line of the data. And then we go through and mark other things, identifiers, categorical, quantitative, randomness right there, good fun, representative samples, and simulations allow us to model reality. There's not a lot of concepts, but you'll see me highlight terms that are important. So I would suggest a huge pro tip is you will learn more in class if you watch these videos and then you come to class, you'll hear it a second time. Imagine someone said to you, they said, I know how to throw a baseball. I threw a baseball one time. You'd be like, really? They're like, yeah, I threw it one time. You're like, I don't think you know how to throw a baseball. We have to do something multiple times to get it down and practice it and understand it. So sleepy Brian over there, you need to get more sleep, man. So practice these things, ask questions, let me know where you're stuck, and I'll help out. Let's get back to the main screen. Okay, what should we do? I'm getting all these buzzes right here. I got class in 30 minutes. I put class time a little too close to office hours. Did I put it right up next to it? Because there's no way. I have class at 4:05, I think. I'm going to have to make sure people know. Brian will leave office hours at like... I put it to 4 p.m. We'll end office hours at like 3:52 or something each day, because someone's like, but it says till 4. I'll be like, that gives me 5 minutes to run downstairs and be like, I'm here, I'm in class. I'm Daryl. You should have 2 assignments done right now, a homework 0 and a homework 1 done. I mean, that's awesome. You want to do, are your classes online? Yeah. Are all my classes? Oh, are all my, here's the thing. When they used to all be online, I did that because all I had to do was switch the stream. So I would, like Jackson, I would go from one class to another where I'd be like, okay, bye everybody, end stream. Okay, start next stream. The quizzes have 5 attempts total. The first attempt is free, and then attempts 2 through 5, you have to have at least an 80 on the associated homework. Good question, Daryl, right there. Ask anything you got. I'll answer all your questions. So my classes are in person. The Stats 1 is the only one online, and I got to recommend it to you. Oh, that's very kind of them. I'm very thankful that people recommend my course. If you like it, you can recommend it to someone else in the future. I am honored by their recommendations, and I do want to say this. I want to give a huge shout out here to Dr. Mike Galbraith. I give shouts all the time to people who've helped me, but when COVID hit, and my wife was going to Texas. We were dating at the time, but she was doing her residency in Texas A&M. It was like, I was like, well, I'm going to, like, I need to go with her. I love Knoxville, but you can't leave. Like 3 years? I'm not going to spend 3 years flying down there maybe once a month. I'm going to feel sad. I'm going to go see her. I'm going to fly back, feel sad. And so I said to them, I need to be with her in Texas. They said, you can do that. I worked for UT for 3 years remote. I know the world was upside down with COVID, but they let me take thousands of dollars worth of studio equipment down to Texas. And really, what job does that for you? And so I've been given so many opportunities, so much investment in what I do, and I'm really thankful. So huge thank you to UT, to Dr. Galbraith, to Steve Mangum, Dean Mangum, Don D. Plowman, everyone who has like supported this. Yeah, so Jackson, it's not just me. I couldn't do this if like my college wasn't like, yeah, teach on YouTube. It's like, what college classes are on YouTube? I see a few every once in a while and they don't look like this. I've had multiple, I had someone just yesterday be like, I've never seen anything like this. They're like, I have never seen anything like this. And they've been around education a while. We have something very unique here. And that's really cool. And people like it. If it was unique and it was bad, that'd be bad. If it was like, what is this? Yeah. If it was unique and bad, we'd throw it away. UTK is the GOAT. I agree. And it really is. And they gave me an award for this class, which is a huge honor. I got an award for innovation and nimble. And that really, they didn't have to give me an award, but it really shows me that they appreciate what I do. So I'm very thankful. I remember I was sitting outside with my wife, we were relaxing on our porch, and then I opened up my email and I was like, oh, what's this about? And I knew I was nominated, and you get like the emails and it's like, you open the email and it's like, thank you or we're glad that you were nominated, unfortunately. And so I was reading, I was like, you're glad that you were nominated. What? And she was like, you won? And I was like, what? So, but here's the thing. It's only because of the changes we've worked together on this class. No, I'm just like rambling right now. Yeah, I was doing completely online, completely only college at Purdue University Global before getting out of the Army, and have never seen an online class like this. Daryl, I like that. It makes it a lot easier for me because I always struggle with math, but the live stream YouTube format is really, really familiar and easy to access. That's what every student says. And this class has changed. Here, I'll show you this to end, or we're just chilling right now. I'm going to show you the first version of it on YouTube. I'm going to go over to my YouTube channel, and I'm literally going to show you right now the very first iteration of this when we were trying to figure it out. And you can see the original everything, what it looked like originally forever ago. It's so crazy to see, to be like, wow, that's where it came from. I've done so many live streams. I have to sort by, oh wait, I need to just go back in time. I need to flip the years. Okay, so let me flip the time on this, the date on when we did it, to oldest streams. And I found it. Here we go, prototype 2.1. Here's a blast from the past. And I got to thank Dr. Collins and Jason Greenway. So prototype 2.1, here we go. So this is us figuring it out, and you're going to see how different. So we still have the same title screen. This is, I made this with a reverse alpha right here. It actually has different music, which we got copyright claimed for, so I had to take that down. So we still have the same title screen. That's about all that's stuck around. And I even asked the guy who took the drone footage if I could use it. We don't have the stinger transitions when I go. It might just be a fade, but we don't have the stinger transitions between each. So we should eventually switch over. But I want to see it's either going to fade or it's just going to cut to me at the podium. Come on, do it. Really? Oh, this is the original intro Dwight made. So this is Dwight Campbell made this. Shouts to Dwight Campbell. It goes and then we have a lot of new intros these days. You'll see the Stranger Things intro. So it's all these fades. So I'm standing and we've got like the scroll wheel and I'm just there on a big white background with nothing behind me. And the goal was I would like teach by like drawing everything behind me, and I wouldn't use slides. You'll see we do a different way of teaching with slides now. And then I made that up there where it like does the stat to one transition. That's really cool. Maybe I should do that. I don't know. There's some ideas that I'm like, oh man, I wish I still had that. And I'm like, how do I do that again? I think it was an After Effects image. So we're just like all excited. I still got a Batman watch. Still got my Batman watch. I'm using the Stream Deck. There's the Batman question. So I don't have a tiny Stream Deck now. I've got the big Stream Deck. I think I can get it in frame. Oh, big Stream Deck. So it's way bigger than that Stream Deck. So there's the small Stream Deck, and I'm like telling them like I was gonna have like the agenda over to the side, which I think is still a good idea. It's just that class is a little more fluid, and it's hard to like have the agenda. It's tough. I mean, I'd like that. Oh, there's the Batman question, which we still have. Oh wait. Oh, we haven't. I need to get this again. Hey, let's answer Mason's question right there. Midterm. Oh, I need to find this and update that. I need to do like exam 1. Oh, we need to find that. Okay, let's head back to the main screen. Okay. And then I've added so many things like fading and just all the things. I have a question about the Discord because I haven't really used it before. Is this hashtag Stat21 channel on the Discord is where we ask any questions we have? You bet. Ask any questions you have on the Stat201 channel. Just jump on in, ask those questions. Maybe you got a Batman question.
It's not the question you deserve. It's the one you need.
Any question you have, just ask it. Ask those questions. If it's personal or anything, just wait and I'll answer it. Where's the Batman question here? I need to move it in front of me. Batman question. We have developed so many random things here. Just insane amounts of stuff. Okay, now Batman's in front of me. The Batman question of the day. That was Jason doing the Batman voice. Now it's in front of me. More questions. I'm just walking down memory lane right here for the next close to 10 minutes. For class. Seeing what else. Like, we're literally just trying to figure things out. This stream is mostly us. I do live polls via YouTube now. This was actually just a GIF I found of it. It's not actually a real live poll, but I was like, I could do polling live where students are answering questions. And now I can just do the live polling on YouTube, which is awesome. So I can just, you probably saw it during the first class. I'll click the live poll and then it'll just says vote yes, no right now. We'll see if anyone votes yes, no, but there is that live polling. There's Dwight Campbell, the awesome Dwight Campbell helping out. Still helps me to this day. So huge thank you to Dwight. There's Dwight. Me trying to figure out what's going on. Yes, everyone says yes in the chat. Everyone is 100% yes right now. My previous MacBook Air. Got a MacBook Pro now. Jason and I may be trying to figure out the frame or the boom mic. We used a boom mic originally. I don't know, we broke something. We're literally just like, okay, how does this work? How does this work? Mark Collins, huge thank you to Mark Collins. He's actually probably one of the huge reasons I'm able to do this. He was the one who allowed me to take everything out of the studio. My department allowed me to go to Texas. But yeah, so there, when I'm showing him and he's like, wow, that's really cool. He's like, so you're just going to broadcast this online? I'm like, yeah, we're just going to broadcast on YouTube. That is literally it. Oh, and then here's test stream 2. I'm just doing a quick tour down memory lane. I think that's all out over there. He'll go to test stream 2. And they'll probably end off, but test stream 2, wearing the Coldplay t-shirt, not Coldplay, who's it? Different t-shirt. It's actually a little more high def, I think. We did more of like, I don't know, full shot, everything. And then we're like, oh, let's do some cool graphics. It takes a lot of time to make those graphics. And then I was trying to get things to load in. Maybe Jason over there. Just figuring out how we run this. And Jason used to actually be in all the streams. Now I want to go back and watch an original stream with Jason in it. Let me go look at that. Original stream with Jason. Final test stream. This is Brian's walk down memory lane. I still will answer any questions you have. Final test stream. I was gonna like write out every note right here. This was like the prototype we sent people to be like, oh, and that'd be in a core. Oh, this, you want to see what this looks like now? I don't know if anyone's here. Oh man, you get a peek for later in the semester, and I still, oh, you hadn't figured it all out yet, had you, Brian? course, you should probably put this on your stream deck so you can find it easier. Where is it? I put it in order, didn't I? I'm having some problems with Discord if I disable my account on suspicion. Oh, yeah. You can use any account. You can use whatever account you want. It can be whatever account you want. So it doesn't have to be your UTK one. You just authenticate through that. So it can be whatever account you want. I found it. I need to move this. Oh my gosh, there's Brian over there. This is for later in the semester when MuBot takes me to court. I'm moving it to where I can find it because actually later in the semester I'm like, I only use it one time a semester, but I updated. I think I should study accounting instead of being here right now. Gulp. Oh, Adam, Mr. T is mean if you're doing drugs. Everyone knows that. Everyone in my class knows Mr. T is mean if you're doing drugs. If you're not and you're doing the right things in life, Mr. T is not mean. But he will be very mean if you're doing drugs. So yeah, there is past Brian right there. Is it courtroom view? No, that's that. You didn't see that. Display capture. Wait, what? X pen. There's the X pen. Move that off right there. The X pen. Take that off. There we go. There we go. First quiz. We might have barely. Is there what question you're stuck on? We might have just barely enough time. But this is the new courtroom view. MuBot takes me to court.
I will have my revenge, Brian.
MuBot, we gotta fix it. Really? You're gonna talk over me, MuBot. You're gonna talk over me. Let's take a look at that first quiz. We might not have enough time today, Daryl, but we can take a look. So the first quiz, we've got like 7 more minutes. The first quiz. Which questions are you working on there? Let's take a look at it. The first quiz. Tell me any question. Tell me the first few words. I use my personal account, but it says I don't have permission to type in the chat. I can also find you real quick. Yeah, which one are you? Tell me the first few words of the question. Like, be like, the question says something, 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 and I'll solve it for you. I bet I can find you, Jackson. Type in the auth help channel, Jackson. So type in the auth help channel, Jackson, and I'll find you. If you type in the auth help. Oh yeah, I can find that. Can you, since you're doing a, I don't see you. Oh, I see you now. Can you send me a quick email through your UTK account and just be like, that's me, just to double check. Well, no, you're modded. I want to go on a limb. Okay. You're modded in this chat. All right, you good to go, Jackson. Got it fixed. One problem down. You're good to go. You should see full access now. I trust you are who you are. So cool. And then I'm gonna, just in case, Jackson, I'm gonna remove this from the public chat, just so other people don't see your email in the chat. Not a big deal, but I'm just removing that from the public chat. So that way, you know, anything on these streams are public. Just want to remind, but I deleted it right there, so it should be gone, especially in any sort of recordings or anything. So it'll be gone. Good to go. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, a newspaper article reported on Americans' eating habits. Let's put this in the notes. Here we go. Got time for a little more. 5:05. And if I'm just ranting about something, you can always be like, hey, Brian, can we do this? MyPearson. Quiz 1. A new recent news paper article. Okay. A recent newspaper article. It's about I think it's about categorical or quantitative and how we collect data. I think it's around question 18. That'd have been scary if I knew that. I think it's about how we, if it's categorical or quantitative, I think that's what it is. Really? You can see all the questions right here. It's towards the end, isn't it? And I totally missed it. Here it is. It was, I think I might say 18 or 19. It's this one. A recent newspaper article is asking about the population of the study. The population would be everyone it wants to understand, which is probably everyone in the US. So I'm surprised I didn't see it. Here it is. So is this it? They do different versions. So the population is the group you want to understand. So is there an answer like, if it says Americans' eating habits, it would be all Americans. Does that make sense, Daryl? If it says, what is the population? The answer is going to be all Americans, not the ones they got data on. That's the sample. So the population would be everybody. The state they live in is a categorical variable right here. Let me see if I can find the other versions of it. Where does it say the population one, though? I'm trying to find it. A recent newspaper article. Sometimes there's so many questions. Ask another one if you want, Daryl, and I'll find it. Usually pretty good at finding these. Here it is. The population of the study was all Americans. So it'd be all Americans. They want to understand the fruits and servings they're eating, the amount of fruits and vegetables. That might be the parameter of interest. The sample frame, which we haven't covered yet, might be U.S. states, but they're asking about all Americans right there. There we go. 2 questions answered. The population is all people or things you want to understand. The sample is the group you get data on. The ones you get data on is your sample. Like when you sample the cookies, the population is all the cookies, and the sample is the ones you try. So we want to understand all U.S. adults, so we take a sample of all U.S. adults to understand them. All American adults are the population of interest. If you have another one, we got time for at least one more. Maybe one more, maybe not. Depends on how long it is. But ask it. If you're working on it, just be like, hey, do this one, and I'll go find it. So let me put the timestamp in here, and Daryl, if you throw it on there. No worries. Hey, you're welcome. Yeah, swing by these anytime, Daryl. And the best way, if you have one, be like, chapter 1 quiz, and then tell me the first few words of it. Like if you just take this and just say this in the chat, like chapter 1 quiz, this right here, I can find it pretty quickly. And sometimes there's ones that have very similar wording, but if you do that, I'll find it and then I'll answer it. Will we cover this on Monday's office hours next week? We can cover whatever you want. Office hours are basically your time to come in and ask questions. All you do in office hours is you just show up and you just say, hey, can you do this? And when you ask me to do it, I'll usually, you can do it while I'm working on something, and then I'll add it to the list over here. And then people can come back later and watch this. So Jackson, I think you mentioned you have a friend who's also taking the class. If they want to see how to do homework, if they want to see how to connect MyPearson to Canvas, homework 0, homework 1, all these different things right here, check it out. With that, we'll be back next time. Let's do a closing right here. Bye for now, everyone. Bye, Daryl. Bye, Jackson. We've almost got these new intros ready. We're almost there.
This has been going for like 20 hours. This ends now.